8:30, and I was like, should I take a shower? But y'all know I like to take my showers before the lives. Live, Facebook. Peace, everybody that's joining in. Welcome in, all y'all. Okay, so we live on Facebook. Major look. Welcome in, babes, and welcome to the Crystaline Mars Show. I'm your co-host, Mrs. Duüblé Jones. I am the lady with the stones, the come here's, and the leave us alone. And I'm a spiritual guide to assist you in this life in any way that I can, y'all. Y'all run to the website and take advantage of the 15% off all merchandise sale. The sale ends on April the 16th at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. All of the merchandise, plus you'll get your free shipping for all U.S. orders over $75. Asali! Thirsty as a bitch. Hold on, y'all. His bean head. But yes, if y'all want to read in tonight, y'all send y'all love offerings in, bitch. I'll be conducting them after the collective read. He is so annoying. What is you doing? I asked him 20 minutes ago to bring him my water. But yes, y'all. What else we got? Y'all meet us on. Hold on, I'm being real ghetto. This is not professional. You are so fried. I asked you if you could bring my coconut water.
Oh,
yeah. Where is that? Right beside you?
Sure.
I said. His bed, he gonna lay down doing his red light special head ass. Anyway, let's start over. Let's start the fuck over. Welcome in, peace and love, baby boos. Welcome to the Crystaline Mars Show, news and truths. I am your co-host, Mrs. Duüblé Jones. I am the lady with the stones, the come here's, and I leave us alone. And I'm a spiritual guide to assist y'all in this life in any way that I can. Y'all stay tuned. I have this gorgeous piece. Actually, if you could bring me the bracelet too, that'll be very nice. I have this gorgeous piece that I worked on today. I made her straight from Scrizzy Scratch. Can't wait to share with y'all. But we have 15% off. The 15% off flash sale ends on April 16th at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. Plus free shipping for all U.S. orders over $75. Let me hear you woot woot. Let me hear you holler. Thank y'all so much for sending y'all love donations, y'all bookings, your orders that y'all place, your cash apps, your... Yes, this is a real background. Your y'all what's some things called super chats. Thank y'all for all that. Thank y'all for sharing space, exchanging energy in every way you choose to do so. Merry moon, full moon to y'all as well. That we have the full moon in Libra that peaked earlier this evening around 5:22. But it's not too late to work with it if you hadn't already. Asante, you mind bringing me the bracelet? It's on the dresser. Wow! I needed that. But yes, hold on, it's coming, y'all, it's coming. That's something. So, y'all know we always have like the double links and things like that, right? But I got some tools. Y'all can't see it right here, but I have like this little, oh man, I got copper shreds all on my finger. Long story short, I created the double links, bitch. And so I was thinking, because a lot of the masculine energy come through and they like to ask, like, where's the jewelry for the men? Where's the jewelry for the men? And even though a lot of our pieces on the website are unisex, these meaty bracelets cannot be mistaken as a divine feminine energy. Now, this is, it's like a heavy duty, double link chain. So as you can see, the one that's on my arm is like, you can't compare. Like they're super small and they're way thinner. So for my big masculine energy, I don't care if you're a woman or a man, whatever you identify as, but I'm going to be bringing a masculine collection to the Crystaline Mars website. Okay, so it'll have exclusive meaty pieces. So divine feminine, you could get some pieces for your masculine without them feeling like, all dainty and things like that. And also, like I said, it's more like heavy duty, so it is a little heavier on the wrist. I mean, I could wear it, but it's definitely not lightweight like the other ones. So this is how it looks on. It's not on the website yet. I will be adding it, and I'll be making some others, but this is how it looks. Like I said, I created this from scratch. All of the pieces are from scratch, but normally we have a vendor for the actual bracelet part, but I got some tools, so we've been in our bag today, and it took me a few hours. It was kind of time consuming, but I like the fact that I can now make different size links at my leisure. So we're gonna have some super dope necklaces, super dope bracelets and things coming through as well. I won't be making all meaty bracelets though, y'all, so y'all don't be like, oh my gosh, why are you just doing it for the masculine? I'm gonna have the feminine pieces coming through still. I'm just gonna use a little thinner lightweight wire so it won't be so thick and heavy for us. Okay, because the only thing that we like thick and heavy is the Ford Chevys. All right, y'all. So hold on. Let me take her off. Hold on, bitch. Hold on. It want to stay on. Babe, what you doing? Okay, you're going to be with me tonight. You're going to be with me tonight. But anyway, yes, I just wanted to show y'all this piece here. And so let's go ahead and get into the show, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into the message of the day. All right. We do like our pockets thick and heavy too. We like our bags, our money bags thick and heavy too. Ashu. I'm doing well, Blake. Thank you. Hey, babes. So, the message of the day. Let me pull it up. All right. So the message of the day is invest in your own mind. Learn things you don't know so you can do the things you couldn't before. Invest in your own mind. Learn the things you don't know so you can do the things you couldn't do before. Okay? For a lot of us, it's not that, for all of us, I'll say, it's not that we lack abundance. Most times, it's we lack the awareness of the abundance that is around us. You ever arrive, there could be things that you have became more aware of most recently, certain things you may have attained, certain things you may have accomplished, and you're like, bruh, like, I wish I would have been known this, or I didn't know that the money was here, or I didn't know that this is all I had to do the whole time. Like, if I would have known this 10 years ago, I would have been in a whole different space. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, it's that awareness most times, but I think it's important that we always strive to learn more, to grow, to expand, not step out of our comfort zone, but to expand our comfort zone. And again, invest in our mind and learn those different things so we can reach higher heights. So that's the message of the day. It's so much abundance around. It's so much abundance within. But are you aware of it? Are you aware of it? Are you stimulating your mind? Are you feeding your mind? Are you feeding your body? Are you feeding your spirit? And what are you feeding your spirit? You know, what are you feeding your mind? And when it comes to like affirmations and all of those good things, yes, affirmations are nice, but if you don't believe what you're saying, you're not going to produce those results. So let's first get to our beliefs. What do you believe is possible for you? What do you believe is possible for you? Okay, so that's what we got, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into the daily energy. Oh, I hate this song. I don't know why. I hate that song, No Guidance by Chris Brown. So, what we got here? So the daily energy for April 13th. All right, the moon will be transiting into Scorpio. And I channeled receive your flowers. Receive your flowers. You may be given flowers, literally. Could be compliments. It could be different things, like literal physical flowers. But Spirit wants you to be open to receive. I also channeled this reintroduction energy, like allow me to reintroduce myself. So some of y'all may be reintroducing yourself, revisiting something, reappearing somewhere or something like that, or just shifting something about your identity, right? Because maybe you were attached to a lie identity, right? What everybody else told you you weren't, who everybody else told you, you know, who you weren't, what you couldn't accomplish, and all these different things that were lies that you attached yourself to. And now it's like this reintroduction with my identity, you know, your identity and who you declare yourself to be, right? A lot of us will also feel appreciated and established on this day. And I channel some massive shifts are happening on this day. Okay, it is a lot of moving parts, and you may find like it's a lot of things, or you're being called to like do a lot, juggle a lot of different responsibilities, be a lot of places in one day, or it's just like a lot of movement. I feel like there's a lot of transformation that is happening right now, especially with this Scorpio energy, with the moon, with the full moon in Libra. This is energy that's balancing us. We're being called to release that of which is in an imbalance, because it's to prepare us for what's coming with this upcoming Taurus season, as well as this new moon in Taurus that's coming up. Okay, and it's going to be very, very abundant, very, very grounding, very stabilizing, very fruitful for a lot of us. So I'm not sure what that had to do with tomorrow, but I just channeled that. I also channeled, are you ready for love? So there could be some love offers, or you may just find yourself wanting to get dressed again, or wanting to go out again, wanting to date again, after maybe a while of hermiting, or, you know, you being good on love. There are some financial blessings that are on the horizons for a lot of us, and I channel fruits of your labor. So definitely expect great things. Some unexpected news information can come through as well. So I do say answer all calls. But the colors for the day are white, black, and gray, silver and gold. Silver and gold. And the crystals for the day are moonstone, malachite, jade, and amethyst. Y'all drop y'all white, black, and gray hearts down below so we could tap in. If you ain't know, actually, that's going to be the name of this bracelet, Tapped In. Her name is Tapped In, or his name. They named it. The rituals for the day are the Justice, Sweet Life, Leave Me the Fuck Alone, and the Higher Wisdom. The 15% off the past life regressions are coming to an end at 4 a.m. Eastern time. So y'all go ahead and book y'all last minute appointments if you hadn't already. Take advantage of that very beautiful service. I love conducting those past life regressions with y'all, sharing that space with y'all, and guiding y'all to bring clarity, insight, healing, revelations, and all of those good things. So crystalinemars.com, you know, like I said, we have the 15% off sale active right now as well. And a lot of y'all candles stopped burning today. Taekwon, your candle went out today. Camille's candle went out today. Carolyn's candle went out today. Robert's candle went out today. I can't see the other lovely. The name is being blocked. But yeah, so a lot of y'all candles went out today. I will be sending you all a debrief on your rituals, and I will be starting some of you all rituals as well shortly after the live. So that's what we got. So let's go ahead and get into tarot tea time, you and me time. It's 9:38. I think we running divine though, like we on time, because like I said, Brother Logas was just laying down and doing his red light special, and he normally be down there for about like 30 minutes at least. So I think we doing good today. You want some? I know it look good. It is. It is so good. Don't you know no good? You said it's 8:53 here. I mean 8:38 here. Yeah, it's 9:38 where I'm at. It's 9:38 where I am. Ew. I don't really want to hear you either. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Where are you? I'm about to say, where are you? I guess you got my message. In Houston, okay. Yeah, I'm in Virginia. All right, so let's see what we got for the collective. What is the collective perspective? How has this full moon been for y'all? How has the energy been for y'all? it's been a pretty chill full moon for me for the most part. Things have been coming to the light in regards to me and little minor shifts that I need to make, but for the most part, it's been pretty still and steady. I think yesterday, the moon came through like, take it easy. I took the day off essentially. I was like, I'm chilling. I did ship some orders, but as far as like work and just overextending myself, there was some things that I wanted to do, and I was like, not today. But today it was actually like a full day, but it was pretty chill. I didn't feel busy. Like, I created something for my daughter that took me like 3 hours to do. This bracelet took me longer than it normally does. I guess because, I had to do everything in my hand, so I had to create the loops and then saw them and then connect them, and then I had to wrap the individual crystals and then attach them. So I did more than normally. I just gotta attach it, so this took me about 3 hours total to do as well. So it definitely feel like my day was just filled with like 2 projects. But all in all, it was pretty chill. You said it's a light release full moon. It is very balanced, wonderful. Yep. Okay, y'all both in Houston. Ashe. You said great. My spiritual ranking is high. Ashe to that. Full of energy and relaxed. Okay, you rested today. Nice. Yeah, tomorrow it's gonna be a busy day as well for me. So I'm glad I did take it easy yesterday. Peace, baby boo. Peace, Richard, Wright, and Jasmine. All right, so let's see what we got for the collective perspective. All right, so we have the 5 of Wands here. What's this 5 of Wands? We got the 4 of Pentacles. The 5 of Wands, and we have the 4 of Pentacles. Let me see. And we have the Star. Nice. Okay, this is a turnaround. Here. Somebody has definitely been like doing some money unblocking here. It could have been some financial challenges. There could have been some things that something that recently came up that just like really depleted your funds. Maybe this entire year it's been like a little draining financially here. It's been a struggle to hold on to money, or even to make sales or something like that is what I'm getting for some people. Okay. There is some significance about an internship and somebody getting offered a full-time position. We got Rich Girl playing in the background now. Yeah, that's confirmation, like I said, in regards to the somebody's financial situation turning around. We have the Star here. The Star is Aquarius energy. Tomorrow we have triple Aquarius energy. Wow, because Sunday represents Leo, but it also represents Aquarius. We're in the 4th month. Tomorrow is 13, which adds up to 4, which is that Aquarius energy as well. So we got 444 here. Some of y'all may have been seeing that angel number. Okay. With the 5 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles. Okay. So, some of y'all may also be just very, very, very intentional when it comes to your money. So shout outs to whoever this is. This is somebody who used to really blow money fast. Because with this 5 of Wands, it's like money burning somebody's damn pockets, bitch. And it could have been like on material things, maybe clothes and just like material things, like I said. But this go around, somebody has been more intentional with investing. Like, okay, if I'm gonna spend it, I'm gonna make sure I spend it, and I'm gonna spend it in a way where like I'm investing, you know what I mean? Rather it's in stocks, rather it's investing in my mind, getting some books, taking some classes, right? Booking some spiritual services, getting some oracle decks, tarot decks, whatever it is for you, taking some classes for the job or whatever it is. But I do see, if you're not already doing that, right, and you may be in a space where you're like, what do I do with this money? What do I do with this money? You don't have to spend it right now, but definitely look for ways to invest, to flip, to multiply. Okay. You definitely want to keep the money flowing. Keep the money flowing. We have the Ace of Swords here. So this is a breakthrough here. Did somebody just recently trip or fall down the stairs or up the stairs? Let me see. Somebody could have also been like looking at different lectures or something. I'm getting like mental stimulation or like learning knowledge around wealth. I don't know if somebody's been looking at YouTube videos or like people on live or something talk about money and investments here. But I do see somebody has been definitely like using this crown chakra energy, this mind, this mental energy to just create a new beginning for yourself. Some of y'all see like the loop that, or the stories that are on loop, on replay in your mind, and you're just like, I gotta do something, I gotta think something different, I have to move differently. Let me see. What's up with this Ace of Swords? Not shade graffiti. You fell last night. Ashe, you okay, babes? You fell up or down? Are you all right? Okay, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. I see you being more focused too. There could be something that's in your energy that you're being called to, like really, okay, so when y'all take a bath tonight, y'all take a shower tonight, and even we still have this shadow period from the full moon over the next 3 days, but like I really need us to be intentional when it comes to washing off the gunk and just the negative energy that has attached itself to us. Okay. Somebody's true colors also got revealed too recently. This feels like somebody that you trusted, or somebody had faith in somebody or something like that, and it could be infidelity. Somebody got caught lying, cheating, stealing, or something like that, and somebody's like, you know what, I'm gonna now go ahead and make this decision. I'm gonna go ahead and make this decision here. What decision? What's up? Yeah, we have the Devil here in reverse. It's like, yeah, I don't want no parts anymore. I don't want any parts anymore. It could even be somebody that somebody's sleeping with, really, for some of you. Or exchanging energy in some way, shape, or form. Somebody was just offered some jewelry. Or somebody's trying to like latch on to somebody's energy through like a gift. You may find like you want to throw it away or reject something or give it back. Like, I don't even want it. We said we are still in Mercury retrograde shadow period too. Oh yeah? Okay. I didn't know that. I mean, I guess I could see that. I know like when it comes to the planets moving direct, it's not like a switch that goes off. But from my understanding, shadow periods were typically like a few days before, a few days after. And it's been about almost a week since Mercury's been direct. But I shade to that. Baby Boo is doing the 8-town stunt, bitch. What we got? We got the Page of Cups upright. Yeah. Oh, as well. Yes. So I picked this up too. Somebody is really freaking delusional. Somebody is really, really, really delusional. And you may find yourself like in the middle, like trying to figure out how to like help them navigate or how to just support them or something like that without you like lying. Without you lying. But somebody is definitely, I did get like somebody finding out their kid having autism or something like that, or somebody having autism that came up too. That was random, but, or somebody's kids does have autism. This could be just confirmation that this message is for you. But with this page of cups, this is giving like rose-colored glasses. Maybe it was something that you didn't see. You may have put somebody on the pedestal or something like that, and you're seeing like something really wrong with you. Something really wrong with you. Something really wrong with you. You just received 2 bracelets from man. I'm seeing mother. From the man you're seeing's mother. Okay. Your son has high functioning autism. Ashe. Ashism. I said that. So with this hermit upright and the Four of Swords being in reverse, remember yesterday I shared with y'all that I had a dream about a lovely and myself, and I was telling them like, hey, you know, I'm not where you are anymore. Like, I have moved on. I have an open heart. You know, I still love you. Like, I'm willing to, you know, start anew with you and all these things, but they weren't ready. But before we had that talk, every time in the dream, every time I got around this certain lovely, I literally, like, because we would cross each other in passing in the dream. And every time I got in their vicinity, maybe like 2 to 3 feet away, I would literally get sick in the dream. And I passed them maybe 2 or 3 times. And every time I felt sick, and I was like, bro. And then it was this one last time that I walked past them again, and they spoke, and I was like, what's up? And I was like, yo, I get sick every time you come around. I ended up like telling them. And so some of y'all, that's just coming up right now, some of y'all may be called to separate yourself with this hermit energy. There could be functions, there could be reunions, there could be like just meetups or just connections that you're being called to like distance yourself from, or even sever the ties, because this energy is not healthy, it is not healed, and they are not willing to do the work here. We have crossroads playing in the background, so some of y'all may definitely have some tough decisions when it comes to what cords you want to cut. But it's like you have been doing the work to manifest certain things and manifest a better life, a more peaceful life, a more healthy life, more healthy relationships and things like that. And this is the sacrifice that has to be made. Okay, there's a sacrifice that has to be made. Okay. But with this Four of Swords in reverse, this is not what you want. Some of y'all are better by yourself right now, because you don't know what you're being protected from with this devil. Okay. Yeah, I heard you on a different frequency. You're on a different frequency now. So like, that's why, yeah, that's why like you're being called away from certain things, because it's not even like matching your vibe, your present vibe. It was in the past. Ooh, gotta go wrong. Let me see. Oh, bitch. The Justice in reverse. I told you. Imbalanced and healthy. Not in alignment here. And this don't even just have to be a person. This can be a job. This could be just things that you have subscribed to. So you won't be lonely. So you won't be lonely. So you won't be lonely. Yeah, we have the moon. So we have you on the hermit energy. We got the moon and we have the hermit. And the moon represents Cancer. So, you know, like the crab, the hermit. And the hermit is card number 9. The moon is card number 18. So this is 9-9. This is 9-9. Somebody could be a Leo and a Cancer as well. I heard what's understood don't have to be explained. So there could be some contact that's not being had right now, and you may actually be at peace with it, or you might be anxious, or vice versa, right? But it's this thing where like somebody, or you're just being called to have an understanding like, hey, we're not talking right now, and it's for a freaking reason. Like, we'll talk when the energy's balanced, when the energy's cleared out, because this Seven of Swords and this devil is not what you want. If you knew what was really happening, or like the stress, the anxiety, the depression, the manipulation, the deception, like just the negative vibes that are attached to these people, these places. Yeah, something about a portal. I heard stop going there. Somebody is being hard-headed and still going somewhere. Somebody is going against what you know with your intuition. Like, yes, with all this damn hermit, this is very intuitive energy. Somebody definitely knows like to stop, and maybe your anxiety may kick up, or maybe you hear voices in your head that's like, stop, don't do it, you know, and you're just like, I ain't gonna do it, girl, I'm just thinking about it, I did it. Yeah, we got Slow Down playing in the background. Yeah, you cute too. Said, I just said my spiritual ranking is high. I just came into the knowing of that. All right, now come into the showing of that, because it sounds good, but what that look like? It sound good, but what that look like? High ranking, what you thinking, what you doing, how are you leading, how are you showing up, what you bringing to the table? What you bringing to the table? You said you was born again on 4/9. I just saw that 4/9 too, though. Yeah, because we had the April, we had the 4, and we had the 9. It's funny you said that, because I thought of it, I just didn't say the date. So there could be like this rebirth energy, though, and just like Lovely saying, you know, I'm high ranking and stuff. Yeah, like I said, it sound good. It sound good. But with that rank comes responsibility. With that rank comes higher expectations. With that rank comes dedication. Graffiti said, I did a big cord cutting meditation this rising. It freed a higher version of me from a lot of attachments. I share. The pink Libra moon is readjusting balance and justice. Yeah, slow down. I just want to get to know you. So some of you really need to slow down and get to know yourself before you try to move on to the next person or something like that. There could have been like some ending of a relationship, or you may just be in between job fields or careers or just what you want to do with your life. And it's like you may just be just all over the place. Like, don't... Your time is more valuable than money. You know, like people like to say time is money, time is money, time is money. But for real, I challenge that, because time is more valuable than money. And I say that because at the end of the day, when you run out of money, right, you can always get more money. But when you run out of time, you can never get that time back. You know what I mean? Let's say if you were on your deathbed, right, and you... They told you had some kind of illness and it cost $1 million to cure it, and you'll be healed forever for life, right? And let's say you have $1 million in your bank account. I guarantee you, $1,000,000, you will literally invest that million to cure your body so you can have more time. So you can have more time. I guarantee you that, well, I can't guarantee you this part, but based off the average person, if it was your last days and you found out you only had a week left, you would spend that week cherishing your time. You would spend that week, you know, spending time with loved ones, maybe, just really trying to embrace all the time that you have. You know, the money wouldn't even be a factor. You know what I mean? Because that time is more valuable than money. And so when it comes to that, be very intentional with the time that you are gifted, that you experience. Like, maximize your time. How are you wasting time? What are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your time? We have the matriarch in reverse, nurture the harvest, and we have passion ignited in reverse. So both of these cards are in reverse. So this is something that needs to be dehydrated. This is something that needs to be starved. Yes, because speaking of the dehydrated, I'm just picking up on like somebody who has like that there's financial abundance, opportunities, unexpected news are on the horizon, and is going to be coming through for the collective massive shift. So we have tomorrow, huge opportunity, delayed, not denied, and we have dark demonic energy in reverse. So there does feel like there is this security, this protection that you have here. Yeah, because behind the higher wisdom, we have security here. It's already worked out. Don't sweat. Under surveillance. I told you we have the cut and clear. So this dark demonic energy is not going to be as influential, as strong, because you've conducted some cut and clear or some releasing here. But we have this under surveillance. So you have been watched. You have been watched, like Spirit's been watching you. Your ancestors have been watching you. Your boss has been watching you. Some partner or somebody has been watching you. In the spiritual realm and or the physical realm, we have new job offer here. Congratulations to whoever this is for. I did channel that intern moving into a full-time, and that can be, you know, on any level. That you may not literally be an intern, but you could have been in some temporary position, learning some information for this offer, this new job, this up leveling that you're about to experience. We have nurture. We have divine delivery. So like I said, starve that of which you don't want to grow and water that of which you want to grow. So with this nurture here, what's up with this nurture? We have Capricorn, nurture, and we have Capricorn. So this has to do with your financial. Some of y'all really want to live like a cleaner lifestyle or a healthier lifestyle, but maybe your finances, you don't really have it, right? And I shared with y'all before when I was in my transitional phase where I was like really, really, really broke. And I was like trying to quantum leap, trying to shift timelines. Like I was eating chicken, I was eating a lot of vegan food, or it's not even about what I was eating, but I was shopping at like Kroger and Walmart and stuff like that. And I had just started my walk, and I was like, I just started really waking up to, you know, how gross Kroger's food or produce and things are. And I was like, I want to shop primarily at Whole Foods, but I didn't have Whole Foods money at the time. And so with the little money that I did have, I was like, I'm going to make this commitment, and I'm going to only shop at Whole Foods because it is my intention for this to be my primary grocery store. And so there would be times where I will only have $50 to my name, and it's a Monday and I don't get paid for another week or two. And I'm like, I mean, we got to eat. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to just try to get as much as I can. I'm going to just try to get as much as I can to, you know, stretch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some spaghetti from Whole Foods. You know, I'm gonna get the Beyond Meat and get some noodles and get like some spaghetti. I could stretch that for a few days and things like that. And there'll be times my total will be like $55.39. And I'm like literally, as they're scanning everything, I'm looking at the total like, bitch, please don't go over $55 because I don't have the 39 cents, you know. There'll be times where I would literally have to scrape up pennies, but I was so serious. I wanted to put that out into the universe, how serious I was about, you know, making that shift. And so I was like, I'm gonna work with what I have to go ahead and start moving into that timeline, moving into that energy instead of waiting until the abundance come. I'm going to manifest that through my deeds. Like I'm going to show like this is what I'm choosing with what I have right now, with intentions to multiply and be able to actually come here one time, you know, or come here more often and have the money to sustain that. And now, you know, years later, I'm able to go and shop comfortably without looking at the freaking without looking at the total and things like that. So this is just be a good steward of that of what you do have, right? Invest into that lifestyle, that timeline, that reality that you do desire. You know what I mean? Because as long as you continue to excuse yourself like, well, I don't have it yet, or I don't have that lover yet, or I don't have that job yet, so I'm just going to keep doing this until I can't do it no more. You are literally staying in that loop. Okay? So with this under surveillance, huge opportunity. You may have another opportunity to show up again, to be more wise, right? With this Capricorn, this is calling for us to bring in that wisdom and think about the decisions that we made in the past and like, you know, act differently, you know, move differently. Okay, we have birth chart. Somebody could also benefit from booking a birth chart reading on a website. But speaking of the protection and security, Ogun is here as well. So there is this masculine energy. I told Brother Logas when it comes to when I post the masculine collection on our website, I'm gonna start getting Brother Logas wrist to take the pictures for the masculine energy. And I was just thinking about how, you know, like how I'm really like the face of Crystaline Mars. Brother Logas is more so the background. I like to call him the manager, and I'm more like the front. I'm like the creative, and he's like the management. But I was just thinking about how on the website, how it's just kind of like all me, and how now his hand gonna be up there, you know, now his energy is going to be up there. And so there's definitely this masculine support coming in for the collective. And the feminine is going to be there as well, coexisting, co-creating together. All right, so let's go ahead and close out with our declaration. Okay, we have yay is the energy of the moment. Things are really about to get good. Things are about to get really good. It is safe to be optimistic. There is no other shoe dropping. In fact, put on your cute shoes and dance. People are naturally drawn to your light. Your love is your light. Radiate and shine your splendor. You have nothing to hide. The Griot ancestor eliminates your path with warmth and positivity, encouraging you to embrace your true self, express your creativity, and bask in the blessings of life. Allow that inner confidence you feel to radiate outward. Hold your head up high and smile. Be open to the opportunities for prosperity in love, money, and success. That setback was temporary. Be aware of looming pessimism and self-doubt. You need the gift of play to get back to yourself. You are not seeing how truly blessed you are. And the tarot card that corresponds with this energy is the sun. Tomorrow is the sun energy with that Leo Sunday, raw day. Told you the energy is going to be very beautiful for the collective. And the declaration reads, my future looks bright. So I invite y'all to leave the declaration down below. My future looks bright. My future looks bright. My future is bright. Ashe. I just got the chills on that one. For reals on that one. So Nino, welcome back, baby boo. Nino for a love. Look at you. Ashe, let's see what we got. Nino for love. Nino for love. Yay. I see somebody in a fire, like crop top and like some nice leggings. It's like an all white. Somebody going to an all white party or something like an all white from head to toe, white toes, literally. White outfit. Let's see what we got. Okay. We got love at first sight. The chemistry between you and them has always been present. You both feel a strong spark when you first saw each other. So there may be some love coming into your life, and this love at first sight, you're going to know. But it's interesting. I'm not going to say you're going to know because it's kind of, as soon as I say you're going to know, I thought about Brother Logas and myself. I ran into Brother Logas. I ran into Brother Logas 2 times before I actually realized who he was. He looked good as fuck, but I was like, I didn't know that he was my divine masculine until like the 3rd time. We have the past here. We have the past here. So y'all do have some past life connection. You do have some past life connection. I do feel like it's something about your confidence or something like that. It feels like you've just been so by yourself for so long, Nino, that it's like you like overthink and you're like just super shy. Like you're very, I'm getting like this timid energy when it comes to the relationships. I'm getting like timid energy when it comes to relationships. And it's not that you have to do the most, but it is, I am feeling like a little knock to your confidence here. So definitely grooming, dressing nice, your colognes, like your accessories. It just feels like you need to dress yourself up. Like dress how you want to be addressed. And that's going to do a lot when it comes to shifting your energy. But we do have some past life lover coming through though. Some past life relationship coming through though. We have new perspective. Okay, we have new perspective. So you may find that you were once closed off to something that you're going to be open to. Somebody may honestly catch you off guard. You said, I'm naturally timid and been a hermit. Oh, hell. That's why I say you don't have to do the most, but it is giving like your confidence. Because somebody could be timid. I mean, well, you could be like hermited, but still like confident. But you just kind of like, I'm just getting like this damn hunchback kind of like energy with you. And I need you to, you know, stick your chest out. Okay, but we have a new perspective. So I do see you shifting on something. I'm not sure if you weren't open. Yeah, we have give them a chance. I'm not sure if you weren't open, but somebody gonna definitely have you open like a damn book. Like, you know what? You alright. You alright. Are you in a relationship? No, right? Because I talked to you yesterday. Wasn't that you who was on YouTube? You outgrew overthinking? Okay, great. What we got? We got flirt, new perspectives, and flirt. So, this is so cute, honestly. Like, I'm over here starting to blush. I don't know, like, this energy, whoever this is, whatever this energy, divine feminine is, she's gonna make it known. I do see you, like, like, she's pretty good with her words, too, to where, you may fumble, like stumble, like stutter, not know how to respond kind of thing. But interesting. I see two people coming through though. Cause honestly, one of these divine feminines, they a little they got some shit with them that I don't know if you really want parts with, honestly. So definitely discern. Okay. And we have spirits. I told you, bitch. I told you. So one of them got some shit, some spurs, that you definitely don't want no parts with. So, you'll definitely know. But I do see two offers coming through though. All right, and then two cards came out. We have fairness, and we have concoct. Fairness and concoct. Okay. And we have uninterested. Yeah, because with this concoct and that spirit, that one feminine, I don't know. It's like she real like needy. She like really, she could have like done some like spells and like just a lot of shit to kind of bring you in, but she really won't. I won't say she won't ready for you, but you don't want parts with that. So definitely, we do have like a energy that is more balanced and equally yoked. That's coming in for you. So I just say go ahead and start, opening your mind up, opening your heart up to this energy that's coming in. And again, discern, and you'll know who you need to turn the cheek on, because one might come through right before the other. Okay? You said probably not, LMFAO. You so crazy. So that's what I got for you, y'all. So I'm now about to go ahead and change the music real quick. And we're about to shift over to the spiritual lesson with Brother Logas. Where you at? All right. Lordy. Of course, lovely. All right, Asali. Oh, hell. Trying to get YouTube. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get. Okay.
Peace, family. Today's spiritual lesson is money for love. Many of us are not aware of the attachment that we have to money, or the detachment that we have to love, right? Money for love. Actually, I saw a video not too long ago where some individuals were saying how they would rather have money than love. And I thought about why that is. I thought, why would they want money for love? And then I came to realize that the reason why they want money for love, like a lot of people would say that they'd rather have the money than love, is not because people don't want the love, but it's because people are unsure about the love. They're unsure if it's going to last. They're unsure if it's real. They're unsure if it's going to stay. That's the only thing, because if people felt that the love was guaranteed, everyone would choose love over money. And that used to be the case, where love was more important than money. It's still more important than money. It's just that the love, the quote unquote, what we call love, what we believe is love, has become unreliable, inconsistent. So then we choose money, because the money is going to be the money, is going to be the money. The money is the money, right? A dollar is a dollar, right? So that being said, since we have this attachment to money for the replacement of love, what do we do? Especially since the love is inconsistent and it's unreliable. Well, we don't want to throw love away. Because without the love, that's a big part of what's killing us. That's a big part of what's degrading us. That's a big part of what's keeping us from our growth. Instead, because we know that the money is quote unquote a consistent concept, and it's just filling a void, because there's a void of love, then we still want to focus on love. We just want to find, instead, you just have to redirect the energy. Okay, if the money is more consistent than the love, if the money, its existence is more guaranteed than love, even though money has not always been here and money will not always be here. So at the end of the day, love will be more reliable. But just in the current times, in these modern times, the money is more tangible. Then let us utilize the money as a tool. That's what it is. It's a tool. It's not supposed to be a void filler. Don't let money be your void filler, because it will not stop you, or it will not stop you from your devolution. Devolution, the devil, right? It will not stop you from your de-evolution, right? Instead, use the money as a tool. A tool for what? To spread love. Because if we have this unhealthy attachment of love, or this unhealthy attachment to money as a void filler of love, then use the money as a way to spread love. Now, that does not mean that people are going to just love you just because you give them money or throw money, but use the money as a way, a tool to spend it in such ways that you're able to create you create impacts in the world, right? And that impact doesn't necessarily have to be you buy something for someone, or that you give money to somebody. It could be you buy something for yourself, but you buy something for yourself that is useful to your own growth, that is useful to your own expansion, that is useful to your own upgrading and evolution. If it's just merely for your own vanity and it has no long-term usage or intentions, then that'll just feed into your devolution, right? But if it has a purpose behind it, and if it also, your spending of it, even if it's just for yourself at the moment, if you know that it's for a season, and you know that it's for a particular intention, Ashe, and you gear it toward you're pointing it towards growth for self, or maybe growth for others. Not everyone's going to accept it. Not everyone's going to accept that growth. But if you're pointing your money towards growth for self or growth for others, that will build the love within yourself, and that will build the love within at least a select few of others. Ashe. And that will allow for your continual evolution. Or actually, no. your continual revolution. You're revolving back to your higher self, to your completed soul. Ashe. So that's today's spiritual lesson. Now we're going to the Q&A. Ashe. So peace to everyone on all the OGs on IG, all the YouTubers, all of the Facebookers. We appreciate all the likes, shares, subscribes, repost, real stories, as well as the super chats and the what do they call them? Snapchats, not Snapchats, Cash Apps, and the Zelles and Apple Pays and all the love offerings, I say. Also, a reminder, if you don't know, for those who don't know, we do have a 15% off, site-wide sale going on right now for all of the merchandise for this entire weekend, I say. Or at crystalinemars.com. So we're Mercury retrograde. I felt like there was some kind of Mercury retrograde thing happening. I just didn't take the time to look it up. I'm sure Duüblé knows. I just didn't ask. Peace to Graffiti. That's powerful love. Says some people often confuse lust with love. That's true. I would say that most people confuse lust with love, and I would say actually most people, because I would say that most people in our current society lack love and don't really know what love is. Because if we did, we would have villages still. We would have we would have strong communities still. You can't have a powerful existence of love and there not be strong communities. You can't have the powerful existence of love and there not be true villages. Well, there are no communities anymore. There are no villages anymore. Therefore, there cannot really be any love. There's some love here and there, but it's very, very little. It's very little. It's very little. But love essentially is the love is an action. Love is an action. Love is a state of being. It's an action. It's a state of being. It has very little to do with feelings. Though the feeling part can be very beautiful, right? Lust is a part of love. But that's the thing. It's just a part of it. It's a piece of love. Lusting is a part of love. It's a section of love. It's a splinter of it. That's why it feels like love, because it is technically love. It's just not the whole thing in its totality. Peace to Black. Good dad tat, and to Threads of Funk. Sure. But love in its more complete form I think I have to do a whole spiritual lesson on that, because there's many levels and sections to love, and I don't think I can really do it justice by shooting from the hip off of just off the top of my head of love, because I haven't really spent the time to break down all the pieces of what makes love love. So but I will say this though, that love, in order for love to maintain its fullness, its wholeness, it requires a community, it requires a village. When that breaks down, which it has already, then it's only a matter of time before the semblance of love breaks down, and then all you have is splinters of it, all you have is pieces of it. So I want to try to take some time to identify those splinters in those pieces. So any other questions, comments, or concerns? Oracle Cleveland says, love is the absence of fear. Love is the absence of fear. Love is the absence of fear. I would definitely disagree with that. Said there is no fear in love. How do you know? Oracle Cleveland. Where is the proof that there's no, or what makes you believe that there's no fear in love? Yeah, because I know a lot of people who, and there's a lot of depictions of this in movies and stories, and you can see this in real life. When God's word would give me the I guess the scripture or something, I don't know. But how many mothers are fearful for their children? How many fathers are fearful for their family? In fact, when you love those that you love, you actually fear their safety the most. So I don't understand how that coincides, because when you don't love somebody, that's actually the people that you don't have any fear for. The people that you do love, there's fear for them, for their safety, for their success, for their, right? So I just don't understand where that comes from. It sounds like it's just something, a cool saying that maybe you heard somewhere, or maybe you thought of yourself, but I don't see the proof in it. And because in real life, in existence, I experience the opposite, not only from myself, but from what I see every day all around me. Every parent that I know that loves their child dearly fears for their safety all the time. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. And yet, I guess, so an imperfect love allows for fear then. And since they say that none of us are perfect, and according to the Bible, right, only Jesus is the only perfect one. Since none of us are perfect, that would mean none of us can practice perfect love, or can have perfect love, which means we can only have the imperfect version of love, according biblically, right? Therefore, our version of human love, which is imperfect, our version of love, that's the only version we are able to fully experience, fully exercise, has fear in it. So though it may be true that a perfect love, which I guess would be a Jesus love, is without fear, well, since none of us are quote unquote Jesus, right, then we would have the imperfect version, the human version, which has love, has fear in it. We have fear in our love. So that's how that works. So I guess maybe they should have put that part in there somewhere. Let's see, Graffiti says, may I send in an offering for Logas card pool? Well, I guess since you sent it, I guess that means I have to do it. Guess that means I have to do it. Let's see, I was looking at these cards right here. With all these black people on it. So I think Duüblé was just using these. I guess I'll just use them. Yeah, but I do kind of like to pull from different decks. Oh, so that's the love deck. Got you. Well, the love deck, Graffiti. People pleaser. Graffiti, you give off a people pleasing type vibe. And cleanse. Don't let anyone take advantage of your heart. Keep your standards high. Right. Cleanse not just your home, your spirit, smudge away negativity, right? So it looks like you need to do some cleansing, Graffiti. Looks like you have been giving a lot of your energy away, haven't been taking care of yourself, right? What I would say to that, Graffiti, is you should practice cleansing yourself while you're dealing with people. Or you should practice cleansing yourself, your space, your energy, and people while you're experiencing them. So, you know, a lot of times we wait until we get home, or we wait until the energy builds up, and then we want to do cleansing baths and stuff like that, which is fine to do that, you know, every once in a while. But what you definitely want to do is when you're dealing with people, they might have a bad attitude, or they may just be down in the dumps, or they might just have certain energies that you can feel off of them, coming off of them, or they might have complaints or gossiping or whatever, right? When you're around that type of energy, or they're trying to just, you know, suck some energy off of you, when you're around that type of energy, you need to use your imagination, right, to see the darkness. Just visualize like a dark aura around yourself and around the other person, and then imagine that energy being like dissipated, being melted away with light. So imagine light coming in and just deteriorating the dark aura around yourself and around other people. So you should practice that a lot, you know, when dealing with people, whether you go to events, whether you go to gatherings, whether it's just you and another person, you know, face to face, whether it's you and your family. Let's imagine light energy just pushing away the darkness, you know, around you. You should do that quite often whenever experiencing others. Ashe. And that goes for everybody, really. The Hanged Man. I don't know what this deck's a little challenging for me to read on this one. But let's the Hanged Man. It's 12. 12 of what? I don't know. Let's see what's over here if I can get some more clarity on that one. The Monarch. Okay. The Monarch. What that look like? That looks like what's her name? Tiana Taylor. Not sure. The Monarch. The Hang. It's a major arcana, not a suit. Ashe. I don't know what that means, but okay. Gotcha. Alright. With the Monarch. Okay, so the Monarch, so we got that kingly energy. Oh, on the Monarch? I was just saying. Shit, let me get one more. I think we need one more, a little more clarity. Let's see what's over here. A little more clarity. Taurus. Are you a Taurus, Graffiti? Taurus is definitely, so there's a lot of Egyptian type of energy here, right? So Hangman, King. Okay. So it looks like we need to do some you're a Gemini. Okay, which right after Taurus though. Ashe. Taurus, but Taurus 7, Gemini. Taurus. path of Ifa. Okay. So it looks like you need to do like a how do I put it? Like a you need like a spiritual activation to, or meditation, to awaken or to bring forth your kingly energy. So you need to like reconnect with a past. You need to reconnect with a ancient monarch energy. You need to connect to an ancient monarch energy. Graffiti. In order to do that, there has to be a death that needs to happen, an ego death that needs to happen in order to there's a certain, I guess, personality, let's see, that you need to kill off in order to tap into this monarch. Let's see, 1221. 1221. Okay, that's the 12, the 21, the reflection, that's the Gemini energy. Okay, let's see what else we got. What else can you give me? Yes, a past life regression session would definitely be helpful, says Duüblé. Shay. Says allow them to play victim if they choose. Their wounded inner child is crying out to be seen and heard. Do not take their projection as your truth. These temper tantrums are absurd. So it looks as if you are too concerned about the well-being of other people, meaning you're too concerned with trying to get other people to follow and understand the same path that you are on, instead of just walking the path that you are on, right? And just allowing those who connect to connect, allowing those who want to experience, to just share with them, but do not have any expectations for them, and do not rely on them to stay committed to you or to your path or to your support, but to look at them like children. Look at them like children who, what do children do? They find something like, ooh, that's shiny, and they get interested, and then they may want some extra attention, and they might do this and do that to try to get your attention, and then they might pretend that there's an issue with this or that to try to get more attention. But you just stay the course and recognize their immaturity, no matter how old they may be, right? And you always stay most concerned with the work that you need to have done. But it's that over concern that that's the side of you that needs to quote unquote die. Not that you shouldn't be concerned about people, but you need to be concerned about people on a higher level. So that's what I mean. Kings and queens do not overly concern themselves with petty situations and petty scenarios. Kings and queens are the biggest servants to the people, yes, as a collective, as a whole, and from time to time on an individual basis. But as far as like petty situations and scenarios, they don't overly concern themselves with those things. Ashe. Rafia says, I wanted to study Ifa in this life. Ashe. Let's look up Ifa real quick. He says, I didn't see that part about myself because I don't care what people's opinions are about my life in any aspect. I don't see myself as a people pleaser as well. My path is mind alone to walk. Ashe. So you don't see yourself as a people pleaser. Well, you are a Gemini. Geminis have a very tough time seeing their reflections. You know, I had the 1221 that was up here. Geminis have a very piece to swag family, Sierra into Guave, into Pretty Niche, to Victorious 808. Peace, peace. I find that Geminis have a very hard time seeing themselves and seeing, you know, when you point out to them, hey, this is your issue, or this is your weakness, or this is your, I find that Geminis have a hard time just seeing it. They're just not very good at seeing it. Peace to Guave. And the reason why is because, in my opinion, it's because Geminis have very split personalities most of the time. So whatever version I'm talking to at the time is unaware of the other versions of that are connected to, that's in the same vessel. So they only recognize the version that you're talking to right now. Ashe. So I get it. Swag family says, Sierra says, you are so right, Ashe. I know. Mei Zing says, Sun Gemini or any placement. It could be the Sun Gemini. It can be in other placements. I don't know if it if it's not in the Sun placement, they might not have as big of a challenge with it. But I have also experienced those with Gemini in other placements who are not a Sun Gemini, but they have Gemini in other placements who still have the same challenge. So it could be in the other placements and still have that same challenge. It's not guaranteed, though. It's not guaranteed. Or if it's in your numerology, like if you're born on a 5, you're born on the 5th of May, right? Cinco de Mayo. Or like the 15th, right? There's a 5 in there, or the 25th. There's a 5, or the 23rd that equals up to 5, right? You know, that 5 is that Gemini Virgo energy. I find Virgos, because that's the sister of Gemini, Virgos are similar, but Virgos, Virgos can see those side, they can see the other sides of themselves, because Virgos also have multiple personalities that that rarely anybody ever talks about. Virgos have multiple personalities, but they're really, really good at hiding them, and they're really good at controlling them and using them when they want to. They're really good at pretending that the other sides of the personalities don't exist. So Virgos are actually very sneaky, very, very sneaky when it comes to changing up on you. I would say that Virgos might be the ultimate narcissists, to tell you the truth. But most people would not see. The thing about people call certain people narcissists, and they're really not narcissists. The narcissists out there are really typically are usually very hard to pinpoint. They're very hard to pinpoint. They're very hard to see. Meizing says, I have a Gemini daughter and a Virgo daughter. Ashe. That could be a lot. It could be a lot, but you're a Libra mother, so it might actually work out really well for y'all, because y'all are all, because it might, work out well for you. Because Libras have an understanding about, balance, right? They have being an air sign, you have a way of going with the flow of things pretty well. Seeing both sides of things, seeing and managing people, managing the different personalities of a being. So you might you might do well with your Gemini daughters and your Gemini and Virgo daughters, right? I'm sure the conversations are very dynamic. Very, very dynamic. I'm sure there's never a boring conversation. And I'm sure they both go about their conversations. I don't know how old they are, but especially when they become teenagers, if they're not already teenagers, the conversations are going to be, very fun, very interesting, and they're going to come from two totally different angles, and yet everybody's going to understand each other. I believe that you will all very easily understand each other. So it would be other people that could easily get confused and have a hard time keeping up with what y'all are talking about or getting at. That's just my guess. Graffiti says, our convos never stay serious. Of course. Of course. Of course. Now the Gemini, they can get serious sometimes. They can get serious sometimes. It just depends on the type of Gemini. But some Geminis can get real serious. Not all of them. Some of them, don't really ever get serious. Um, Virgos. Virgos, they usually stay pretty even keel. They're pretty even keel. It's like they're not too serious, but they're not too laid back either. They just they just tote this line. Virgos, they just know how to tote lines. It's the Geminis. It depends on depends on the type of Gemini you're dealing with, because they can really go all over the place. They can really be dynamic. Okay. Amazing says it's crazy because I have a Gemini in my moon, Ashe. So you were definitely so you understand. You understand these energies very well. And both my daughters were born on the 30th. Okay. Okay. So both of your daughters are going to be very popular, if they're not already popular. Very popular girls. They're going to be very popular. Always and forever. Ashe. And yeah, and if you well, I don't know the philosophy, your life philosophy, but say leaders, yeah, then they'll probably lead to an extent, right? Virgos are definitely pretty decent leaders. Virgos are definitely pretty decent leaders. Geminis, they can be, if they can stay focused enough. If they can stay focused, a Gemini can be a really good leader. It's all about focus for them. But I will say that Geminis tend to collect the most trauma. Geminis collect the most trauma. You may have that might have been your experience, amazing, having that Gemini moon. You may have collected, you might find that you have collected, and you may still collect a lot of trauma from a lot of different people, especially a lot of different lovers, right? So that is something to be cautious about. Graffiti says, my reflection must be buried deep when it comes to that aspect, because being a people pleaser is very draining. Reciprocation is non-existent with that energy, so why bother about what other people think or feel about you? Gemini, Sun, Virgo, Moon. Okay, Ashe. So I can see that, Graffiti. I see that you have the Gemini and the Virgo, so I get it. I get it. So then yes, I would agree that your reflections are buried deep within, literally, because one, you're a Gemini Sun, and two, you're a Virgo Moon, which means that your emotions are covered up by the Virgo, and Virgos are very their weakness is insecurity, so they don't like showing any level of insecurity, any They don't like being seen as insecure. They don't like they're actually, let me change that. They're insecure about how people see them, right? So, and they don't do they're very well at conversation and expressing themselves, but not expressing their true emotions. That's the thing with the Virgos. So, um, yeah. So when I give my advice to you based on the cards, graffiti, it's you don't want to really think too deeply about it because you're not gonna probably see it anyway. Your signs are not gonna really allow you to see what I'm telling you. So really, I'm just talking to your subconscious. So just when I say it, just kind of be like, okay, that must be somewhere. That's something inside of me. So I'll let whatever that thing is inside of me take the information, because the conscious side of me, the conscious version, the one that's on the surface, does not know what he's really talking about, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm just talking to the subconscious. Mei Zing says, yeah, to the collecting of trauma, right? Yeah, so see, the Swag Family Series says I'm a Cancer, my son's a Cancer, and my daughter's a Scorpios. There we got the water signs, right? You got the water signs. So one's a light water sign, Cancer. The other one's a dark water sign, Scorpio, right? So, with Cancer boys, with Cancer boys, you want to make sure that they are just well educated. Make sure that they are trained for strength and tough, and not for strength and like self-defense type of things, right? You want to just make sure that they're well trained, able to take care of themselves physically. And just really, well equipped, with knowledge, with a lot of knowledge. And then that way they'll be able to just have the self-confidence that they need to navigate through the world, and they'll be actually very, very they'll end up being very powerful individuals, right? Cancers are usually looked at as very like soft individuals and weak, and that's only if they're not equipped with the proper tools. But if you give them the knowledge and wisdom, and you give them, because they soak up knowledge and wisdom very, very quickly, very easily, and you teach them, and you make them strong physically, give them the proper exercise, get them in, whether it be in sports or be, in some sort, and in proper, maybe like, brilliant jiu-jitsu or something, and allow them to give them a space where they can grow strong. That balances out that quote unquote softness. But the Cancers, they know how to really utilize wisdom very effectively. So, Shay. Now with the Scorpios, they're a little tricky. Scorpios are a little tricky. Especially Scorpio girls, right? So, so with the Scorpio girls, it's kind of similar to. Okay, with Scorpio girls, it's all about trust. Okay, so one, you never want to do anything that will break their trust of you. Scorpio boys to an extent, but more Scorpio girls, really. Scorpio girls, you just don't want to break their trust. So you got to be really, really super consistent when dealing with Scorpio girls. You got to be consistent. Because once you break their trust, once they feel like they can't really trust you, then they'll just trust themselves, right? And they might end up going down a path that you don't quite agree with or condone, and they might, treat you or talk to you a certain way, or have a certain type of, and you might, things might, you might not understand why they are the way they are, what they're doing. It's because they just don't trust you. I say so. You definitely want to be very, very mindful and to maintain that trust. Okay. That way, as she gets older and you give her advice on what to do, what not to do, who to hang out with, who not to hang out with, she would actually be open to listening. See, a lot of the reason why daughters don't listen to their mothers or their fathers sometimes is because they just don't trust you, because you already shown them a level of inconsistency, especially if they're a Scorpio. In this case, a Scorpio girl. So that's something to be mindful of. Let's see what else we got. Mei Zing says, can you tell us a little bit about Capricorn men in relationships? Capricorn men in relationships. You're welcome, Swag family. Well, Capricorn men in relationships. Well, I'll tell you, if you're not ready to be serious in a relationship, then you should not. You probably want to avoid a Capricorn man. If you're not ready to be serious and be or have just a serious partner, or even someone that might be very dry. That's not all Capricorns, but there's a lot of dryness to Capricorns. There's a lot of feeling of maybe you're being talked down to sometimes, or just like your opinions can be dismissed very easily. These are things that you have to kind of go into it like already accepting that this man is most likely going to just do things the way he wants to do them. He's going to, if you're just not ready to fall in line, then it's going to be very difficult for you dealing with a Capricorn man. And you're probably going to deal with a lot of arguments. And probably a lot of arguments that you can't really win. And a lot of them just not really caring too much about you crying or your emotions. So at the same time, Capricorns are typically very consistent people. The men are usually very consistent, usually very reliable, usually very responsible. Just not always that fun or not always too spontaneous, right? And if you get your spontaneous, Capricorn, then that's lucky you. But otherwise, it can be kind of boring. So these are things to think about when it comes to Capricorn. You have to You got to be ready to either really know, either have really good comebacks. You got to be, I mean, like, you have to be really strong with your comebacks, really strong with your articulation, or you'll just take the L, or just take the L and just, you know. You said, thank you, a boring, faithful man. I'll take it, Ashe, right? Capricorns are definitely more favorable on the faithful side, what they call faithful, right? Definitely more on the side. It's not guaranteed, but it's definitely more on that side, right? Ashe. You know, but a man's job is not to be fun anyway. I know. Man's job is to be reliable. The woman's job really is to, you know, this traditionally we'll say, you know, really as a woman. See, you know how like when women are single and they're having fun being single? Well, in a relationship, you should still be having fun. But if you don't need anybody to have fun, then when you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be relying on the man to have fun. That's not the purpose of the man. Because you're already proven you can have fun being single. The thing is, a lot of women lie to themselves and they're like, oh, I'm having fun being single. Well, no, you're having fun not being alone by yourself. You're having fun just with multiple men at different times. So then you're really not having fun by yourself. You know, you're just having little mini relationships, you know. But you got to be honest with yourself to really see that. But anyway, you know, if you can have fun by yourself, then in a relationship, they're not there for you to have fun. They're there to play their role in the relationship, the part of the role that you can't really play or that you would struggle with playing. They fit that role, that piece, and you continue to have fun as an individual person. And just allow them to play their role. And connect with them in the way that your heart connects with them. They said, I'm a Libra, come on, Ashe. Ashe. Well, as a Libra, you should understand the balance of things. Amazings. You should understand the balance of things. Right? You should understand the balance of people. You should understand that things are not one way. Things are not black and white. It's usually 50 shades of gray. Even in law, things are not black and white. So, you know, same thing goes with faithfulness. Same thing goes with commitment. Same thing goes with, you know, fidelity. All those things. Just understand that there's a balance to it. I'll show you. There's something to keep in mind. Graffiti says, yeah, I strongly detach and uninvest when I get uninterested or certain emotions get involved in something. I'm going to run the read back and meditate on it and come for a clearing tomorrow. The cleansing practices I will be doing more frequently. Ashe. Graffiti, Ashe. Said life period. Ashe. Ashe. See, I have a Libra in my fortune. So there's like a sign in your chart. You know, you got your Mercuries, you got your Venuses, you got your moon sign, you got your ascension, you got your midhaven, you got your north node, south node, right? There's a fortune. There's a fortune sign. and my fortune sign is in Libra. So it's kind of similar to Jupiter, kind of, right? It's kind of similar to Jupiter. Jupiter and fortune they have a similar energy to them. They're both, because they both deal with, fortune deals with, like, luck, things going your way, right? Good fortune. Jupiter also deals with luck, but also expansion and business. So it has some extra elements, right? So my Jupiter is in Cancer. It's in Cancer. Right? So I've had a lot of, I've been in business with quite a few different relationship partners. Like right now with Duüblé here on Crystaline Mars. So it's just natural for me because it's in my Jupiter, right? But Libra is in my fortune, so the more I stay centered and I stay in a place of fairness and of balance and of justice, and of the laws of Ma'at, and of obeying the laws of Ma'at, or as well as I've more recently have discovered, or playing a role in maintaining universal balance within the universe itself, or at least within the universe directly around me. I find also more fortune and more good luck comes my way, right? So I do have a decent understanding of how the Libra energy works from experience. And that's also a little note everyone could take. Understanding your fortune sign, which I know Astrology Cafe, they show you that. Knowing your fortune sign can be very, very useful, very helpful in your life. It can help to make things easier for you. Especially, here's a little relationship advice, especially if you can find any friends, but especially if you have a partner who shares that sign very heavily, whatever your fortune sign is, if they share that fortune sign very heavily in their chart, that is super beneficial to you, and that is actually definitely a partnership you want to try to make happen, whether it be family, friends, or romantic relationships. Amazing says, I only know my 3 Libra, Scorpio, Gemini, Ashe. Ashe. Yeah, so knowing your Jupiter is very useful too. Knowing your Jupiter is very useful because then that also lets you know, okay, if I want to do well in business, this is the type of energy I need around. Or if I want to grow and expand, this is what I need to be around, right? So I grow and expand the most through relationships. Probably makes sense why I'm not single too often. I don't stay single for very long. And, but my best energy comes with the Cancer, energy. Oh, shit. So, looks like it's 11:22. I think it's a great time to segue off into the close. So we'll go ahead and say Ashe, Asante, and Amen. Ime Kamalika, it is done. You are welcome, amazings. And we will see you tomorrow for the Soul Sunday.